The channel. My name is Vijay and I'm a Microsoft MVP. Recently, one of my subscriber emailed me saying that can you explain about SharePoint site columns and content type. So I thought I'll make a complete video on that so that you will get to know in which cases you will be able to use it and how to use it, right? So I thought I'll make on that. Now understand this way, if you are working on SharePoint list and libraries, right, you will add columns. Without that, anyway, list will not have any existence, right? List or library. So you'll have at least one column, right? Whenever you are creating a list, the custom list, the title column is the default column. It will be at least one column, right? Now you understand this way. Suppose there is a column as department, right? And you want to use that column in another place. If that is the case, then you have to and you should create a site column, right? Which you can create once and reuse it everywhere, right? So now there are number of cases where you need to do that, right? So in the real scenarios, always you should create site columns. There are a lot of other benefits as well, but just understand that if these are reusable columns, so if you want to reuse it in any other list, then make sure to create it, right? So at the same time, right, let's say tomorrow you want to add one more department, you just open the site column, you add the department, and it will reflect everywhere, right? So this is the beauty of site columns. Now once you have the site column, right, then what is content type, right? These are correlated, you can say. Now content type, understand this way, like it will be a logical combination or a logical collection of site columns, right? The definition, don't go by the definition. Now let me take you the system and then show you exactly in let's theoretically understand what is the scenario where you require a site column and content type, and then I'll show you step by step how to create site columns and then add those site columns into the content type, right? So now if you can see here, this is about the topic, right? Now I'll open this notepad, right? I hope you can see this. Let me make it a little bigger. Now understand, you wanted to show or display or now you understand, suppose you want to display or now suppose in a SharePoint site you want to store project details, right? Maybe it is a internal project, maybe it is a client project, or maybe it is a maintenance project, right? So in those scenarios, maybe all your list will have project name, project manager, start date and end date, right? So for internal project, you might have some other columns, let's say like internal priority, sponsors, like this. Same way for client project, maybe you want to store client name, contact number, invoice frequency, like this. Same way, let's say if it's a maintenance project, maybe you want to take the asset name and the SLA label, maybe the maintenance type or vendor, right? Now what you have these columns. So you require few of the columns which you require for all the list. For example, project name, who will be the project manager, what is the start date, end date, right? Maybe some other fields also. Just for the time, I just took these 4 fields. Now you have the option that you can create, you can create 3 different lists, one for internal project, one for client project, one for maintenance project, right? The other way what you can do is you will have one list but 3 content type, right? And in this content type, what you will do here is you will add one for internal project, one for client project, and one for maintenance project. And you will store site columns, related site columns on each of the content type. Now these 4 columns, project name, project manager, start date and end date, will be in every project, right? Whether it is internal, client or maintenance, you will have that. That is the reason you are going to add these 4 columns in every content type, and then additional columns you will create for each content type, right? Whether if it is internal project, as I said, this 2 column will be there. If it's a client project, this 3 columns will be there. Now in a content type, unlike a list where you can add custom columns, so you will go there and add it. Here you will have to create site columns and you can add it, right? Now then what is the process, like what you should do? So how usually you should do it, you should create a site column, like all your site columns, then you should create content types, add site columns, and in the last you should create your list, right? So now what we will do here is these are the 4 site columns, and in fact these 2 also, these 2, 3 also, like this we will create the columns, right? So what I'll do in this case is I'll open the SharePoint site. You can see here, this is my SharePoint site, and on this site I will go to, you can see here, I will go to site content or site information, right? From here you can go to site settings, or you can go to from site information and site settings, right? And then you see here there is web designer galleries, and here site columns are there, right? Once you click on site columns, now you will be able to see different site columns are there, right? These are category wise. You can see here core document site columns, core task and issue columns. So these are the columns which are there, right? The next what you will do here is, you can see there is a create button, right? So what I'll do here is I'll click on this create button, and I'll also have a note at this this column names, right? I'll just copy the names. So you can see here, column name, project name, and then this will be a single line of text. And if you come here, you can see here existing group, or you can create one, new group. So I'll create a new group for it. So I'll say SPGuides site columns, right? It is always good to have a category for you or a group for you, right? And then you can choose this option. For the time sake, I'm just selecting the default option. So this is one column that we created, right? Once you create this column, if you'll go to our group, right? So SPGuide site columns group. Now you can see here, our site column got created, right? You can see the project name, right? Same way, what I'll do here is I'll create one more column, which is the project manager, right? And I'll put this here, and then project manager will be a people picker, right? So I'll took the person or group column, and in this case I will select the custom group, which is our SPGuide site column. You don't need to create a group for another one. All your site columns, all our custom site column will be in this group only, right? And then what I'll say, okay, right? In this way, what I will do now is I will create all the site columns, and then I'll come back. So if I will just show you one more thing, so I thought I will show you this. Now understand, we created, we have selected two columns, which is start date and end date, right? So if there will be a column which is already exist, right? I'm sure end date will be there. So if I'll just choose date and time, right? And then I will choose the existing group is our group. So in this case, if you'll see here SPGuide site column, and then click on OK, right? So now you can see here the column name that you entered is already in use or reserved, right? So I can change this to project end date, right? So this will not be there. So click on OK, right? So I thought I will show you this one also, that if it is there, you can give a different name, and you can keep creating that, right? All right, so now all our site columns got created. So if I'll go here, SPGuide site column, you'll be able to see that all our site columns got created. Few are single line of text, choice, group, date and time, person or group, like this are there, right? So now all our things are there, right? Next, what we'll do here is, if we'll go to the site content type, now you will see here, you will be able to see same way there is content type gallery, right? Where you will be able to see all your content type. Now here a few things that you need to understand. One is the site content type, and then the parent content type, okay? So if you'll see here, now the ID you should know, right? Let's say if I'll click on this announcement ID content type. Now look at this here. So it is the parent content type is item, okay? Now how it will work is, so 0x01 is the ID of the parent, which is the item, and 04 is for announcement, and the total ID is become like this, right? And in case of announcement, they have added title, body, expire, right? These three columns are there. Same way, if we'll go here, let's say now let's say one more column we'll take, let's say document one, right? So customer document, if you'll see here, now this parent content type, the document is 0x0101, okay? So this is the parent content type, and then the GUID is for the customer content type, right? So now name, only the title is there, name and title, right? Same way, if you'll see here, I will take issue list, right? So issue list is, if you are a classic developer, you know that, right? For issue, 0x01 is the parent content type, and 03 is the for issue, right? The total becomes issue. Now for any list, any content type. If issue will be a parent content type, then that content type ID will start with this 0x0103 and then a GUID for that, right? Because 0x0103 will come for issue. And for this, you can see here these many side columns are there, right? And that is the reason when you are creating a custom list, by default it will add the title column, because that is coming from the item content type, and the item content type will have only one column. You can see this is the item content type right here. If you'll see here, now this is the title column, and this is where that is coming. Now in our case, what we'll do here is, if I'll just open the notepad once again, we needs to record 3 content types. Internal project is one, right? So I will copy this. I will say in create content type, I'll put a name as internal project. You can give description for it, and you can use an existing category or create a new category, and we can provide the content type category name. And in this case, I'll put SPGuides custom content types. Okay, I'll give this, right? So, and then here is the important thing. In this case, we want the title column. So what I'll do in this case is, I'll check the list content type and I will select item content type, right? And I'll click on create. Now in this case, if you'll see here, we choose item content type as the parent content type. That is the reason our content type start with 0x01 and the rest GUID is for this one, right? So this is how the content type ID got generated, right? And here only title column is there, right? So but if you look at the internal project, what we require is, we require the project name, project manager, start date, end date, department, and then internal priority and sponsor, right? All these things are required. So I'll click on create side column, right? Sorry, we will not create because we have already created. And there is, you can see here, add from existing side column. Select this. In this case, we will choose our category SPGuide side column, right? So it is beneficial, right? Whenever you are creating a category, so that you can choose this, and from here we can our things we can take, right? So what are the columns you require? All the default columns, like all the columns which will be required for every content type, right? Project name, project manager, start date and end date. So if you'll see here, project name, right? Project manager, I change the name to project start date, project end date, right? And then internal priority, internal sponsor, right? Internal priority, internal sponsor, and one is department, right? So maybe project department is the column, right? So these are the columns which we require for this content type. I'll click on save, right? So once you click on save, you can see here these many things are there, right? I'll go back again to the content type gallery, create content type, and this time we will create for client project. So you can see here, I'll say client project, and I'll choose existing category because we have already created our SPGuide custom content type category. And here we will go through the same list content type, and I will choose item, right? And click on create. And once I have this, then I'll go to same with existing side column. And here we will choose the category at SPGuide side columns. We require the main columns, project name, project manager, project start date, project end date, right? These many things. And then we require the client name, right? You can see it here, right? Client name, client contact number, and invoice frequency, right? Client contact number, and then if you'll see here, invoice frequency. These are the things we require for internal projects. Last one is for our maintenance project, right? Now I'll go back to the gallery here. I will create content type maintenance project, same way, right? I'll say SPGuide custom content type, list content type, and items list, right? I'll click on create. We'll add the columns here. So for everyone, we will choose our project name, project maybe the project manager, project start date, project end date, and then maintenance type, and what else? Maintenance type, and asset name, maintenance vendor, so vendor, SLA label, and then the first one is asset name, right? So you can see here, right? So these many columns that we require, right? Click on save. So now you will go to the content type gallery now, and if you'll from here if you'll just see the group by category. You can see here SPGuides content type. We have these three, right? Client project, internal project, maintenance project. Now what we'll do now here is we'll go to the site again, right? I'll go here, time to create our list. So for this I'll go to the new list and I'll say list, and here I will say projects. Then I'll click on create here. So once you have this, it is the time now we will add our content types, right? So you can see here, let it create. So this one is created. From where we can add content type, if you'll go here and then you see here nothing is coming here, click on cancel, go to the site settings, and then click on the settings icon, then list settings. If you'll go to the advanced settings, there will be an option which is saying that allow management of content type. So once you enable this option, click on OK. Now we will see the option where we can play with this content type. You can see here, right, content types, and from here you can choose add from existing site content type. This is one way of doing it. Now if I'll go to the project list, if we'll click on this, and you should be able to see here add content type. If you click on this, click next. Now here you will see various content type for this. What are the content types? One is internal project, then we'll have client project and our maintenance project, right? And click on apply. So once you click on apply, now we have these three content types are there now, right? So I'll just refresh this once, and if you'll see here now in the new button, you can see here client project, internal project, and maintenance project. Not only this, you can see here it added three views for it, one for client project, one for internal projects, and one for maintenance project, right? You can see here, right? And those are the columns which we already added, right? Now if I'll go here and I'll say client project, I'll be able to only see the columns which we have added for the client. Same way, if I will go here and I'll say maintenance project, you will be able to see the columns which you added for the maintenance projects, right? So this is how it is. Now maybe sometimes you want to change the column order, maybe you don't want the first content type, item content type. In those cases, you'll go to the list settings again, and then you will go to change new button order under the content type section, click on OK, and then if you'll see here, you can just uncheck it, and then you can change the order however you want, right? And then click on OK. The order will be changed, the item will not come here. Now you can see here, let me just refresh it once. You can see here, right, internal project, maintenance project, and client project, no new item one, right? So we can have these three things now, right? So instead of creating three lists, we can have all this information here, right? So this is how you can work with site columns and content types. Before going it over there, so let me just show you the our SharePoint training course page. So you can see here we have trainings on SharePoint development, Power Platform, SPFX, and also with that you will get this 100 plus SharePoint framework solutions and Power Platform solutions. You will get it if you'll access the complete training bundle, right? So I'll put this link in the video description. You can have a look at it. And also if you have any question related to that, or if you want any specific video that I will make sure to subscribe this channel and put in the comment, right? I will see you in another video.